the nose, and I need to get some stuff done, but my brain, I don't know what it is today. I've got some serious brain fog. So, what I decided to do was just turn the camera on and create using AI because right now I got to at least spit some thoughts out. And this says I'm live, but this says start recording. I don't know. Maybe it's just slow. But what I'm going to do is use AI to help me create. I've got a lead magnet and I want to take it to some offers, some challenges, some sales, to create some sales, to create some revenue. But I want to use AI to help me guide through it. I've got some scattered thoughts. And so what I'm going to do, instead of trying to figure out how to type all this stuff in, never going to happen. But I've got my notebook here too, my handy dandy notebook. Where's Blue's Clues? Got too many notebooks. But I got my handy dandy notebook. Good old Moleskine. I got some cool books. I'm in a little bit of a notebook kick lately. But anyway, what I want to do is create a compelling offer. How do I know it's compelling? I don't know it's going to be compelling, candidly, but I'm going to have some of the AI. So I'm going to use Claude. I'm going to use Chat GPT to help me to help me guide me through some of the key components of what I know to be a compelling offer and let the market decide. I mean, I won't be able to decide. The market will be able to decide whether or not the offer is compelling, right? You don't get to figure out what works. You just keep firing stuff out there and let the data speak for itself and then go with what works, do the 80/20 on what works, right? But lately, I've been pretty good in the afternoon. A cold shower in the morning, starting me off, gives me a boost, but I didn't do that today. Chickened out. It's tough, man, firing in that cold water. It's not bad once it gets going, but you got to shut the brain off to actually get that hot water off. And sometimes it takes a minute, and sometimes it doesn't happen. But today I was just like, no, just forget it. But in any case, like I said, so I've got some frameworks that I've built into two platforms AI. One is Claude, one is Chat GPT. Claude is a little bit more, what's the word? It updates better, communicates better with some of the dynamic documents and activities that I have within my Google Drive. So anytime that I update my Google Drive, Claude is able to access that information with a couple clicks versus Chat GPT. It's pretty stagnant, at least from what I'm able to tell. I mean, I imagine they're updating this all the time. I've got the free subscription for another couple days on Chat GPT, but I do pay for Claude. I pay the 20 something dollars for Claude. You got all the other ones too. You've got Perplexity, you've got Poe, you've got Manus, you've got Grok. Grok. I mean, I like Elon, but Grok is, I don't know what the deal with Grok Claude even too for that matter, but Grok is like a freaking spazoid intern that just wants to just go bananas, and you can't even get two words edgewise, especially whenever you're using the voice mode on it. It just doesn't. It wants to cut you off, and doesn't shut up, and it is what it is. I suppose if I learned how to use it a little bit better, it might work a little bit better, but I'm adapting to Claude and Chat GPT a little bit better. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to close this. And then uh, I'm going to try and use uh, the voice mode on my iPad for Claude. I like using it on my phone, but I use my phone's camera to record the video. So, because it's just pretty high quality, it's pretty cool. It's pretty. just clear versus my webcam. I don't know, just building it in. But anyway, I'm using the camera on my phone. So I could share my screen on this too, which I might as well. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can pull. I know I can. So let me just pull that up. Give me a second while I pull that up. But again, my intention is to have an offer created that's going to be based around the skill that I have of being able to sell. I mean, I can sell. I've sold everything over the years. Started off in beating the street as a youngster, man, going up and down the street selling candles, magazines, whatever. Then graduating to telemarketing in college, hitting alumni up for donations. What else did I sell in college? I mean, I sold some other stuff too, but what am I trying to do here? Where is this thing? Here we go. And then out of school, selling cars, selling insurance, business consulting services. That was after even some hearing aids and some sweepers and all kinds of stuff. Like I said, it's just been one. But the bottom line is, at the end of all of it, it's sales is an emotional purchase. Big time. You can give everybody all kinds of facts, but at the end of the day, buying something is an emotional decision, especially like life insurance, hearing aids too. If you wouldn't think it, you wouldn't think that was the case. But emotionally, people would buy hearing aids because not because they couldn't hear, but because of how it made them feel that their loved ones couldn't hear them. Process that one for a second. They didn't like it the way it made them feel that they couldn't hear their loved ones. Yeah, right? Their loved ones were frustrated and sometimes even hurt. Like if they would tell someone with a hearing problem that they loved them, but they couldn't hear them. It was a little frustrating. So, anyway, emotional decisions. And what I'm wanting to do is share my screen a little bit. How do I get that on there? I don't want to share the whole thing, but okay, so I got that up. Get this back to where I want. And part of what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out and come up with some of my ideas along with AI's ideas on pain points. So like digging out the frustration that someone that couldn't hear was frustrated because of how it made them feel that their loved ones. So some stuff like that, and address those pain points with the solution. So then I'm going to use some AI to do it. So where's my Claude? I don't know how this is going to work. Because I can see this update on real time. Well, let's see how this goes. All right, so share my screen. Share the window. Entire screen. Yeah. So here's the entire screen. So that's what I'll do. Share the entire screen. Yeah, now you can see it. So there's some of the stuff, here we are. I'm going to be a little less than transparent, I guess. So I've got two AIs working in tandem. And what I did was I just told AI, I said, look, I told Claude, I said, look, I want to go live. I want to create a video. I want to write the software, and it says, okay, well, here's based on what your plan is, with your North Star being, getting to the point where you've got some, the $1 million business going, based on your sales skills, based on the insight of and resiliency of overcoming life's challenges, right? From cancer to divorce to busted knees to uh, uh, torn Achilles, it's all the physical stuff to emotional stuff, and being able to be resilient, and then overcoming, the golf course. The golf course can beat you up easily in and of itself. I wonder if my camera got shut off. Did my camera get shut off? How's my camera doing here? Seems like my camera got goofy. Let me check my camera. The camera's still okay, but it's not picking up on the live software. So let me see here. Cam, where's my cam? Something happened with the camera. Oh, it didn't. Yeah, so one screen went out the other. This is what's going on here. Hang in there with me. I'm just trying to figure this out. You can turn off the camera while recording, but you can't switch cameras. So it's going, but it isn't. So what if I go back to full screen? Stop sharing. The creation process, right? It's messy. If you're still with me, God bless you. I wonder if change something up here. This is weird. I don't know. Here's what I'll do. I'll just share my screen. Forget the camera. And you can just see all that I'm doing. We'll change the layout. There. So forget it. So you don't even need to see me, but hopefully you can still hear my voice. And if not, there we go. All right. So where was I? Yeah. Give me up. I'm going to pull up my AI, pull up Claude. And I don't know if this is going to update in real time, but we'll see. So what I was saying is, it gave me the short description for the YouTube video. I just told it, look, I'm going to go AI. I'm going to create the offer real time. And it gave me the description, and hopefully that shows up. So if I go over to, I don't know, let's check out and see what is on good old Facebook. Hey, P90X, 11 years ago, man, that's something, eh? Hey, live workshop happening now. Brain completely fogged. Can't think straight. This is going to really use up some computing power to pull this off. 2 p.m. It's going to let me edit it. 2 p.m. There we go. So there it is. All right. So it's pretty cool. So it's a little behind, but in any case, yeah. So in my project, I've got some documents that I've downloaded and that I'm referencing. And I, if anybody's interested, just shoot me a message and say, hey, how did you do that? But what I did is I just uploaded some frameworks from good old Alex Hormozy. I mean, God bless him. I can't stand to look at the guy, but he's brilliant. And can take some frameworks from $100 million offers. I was going to show you the book, but it's not on camera. But anyway, there's some the PDFs for that. Put that in there, and then another guy that I really admire, and if you've listened to me, you know that I really am a big fan of Myron Golden, and so there's some information that I've compiled from him as well. And what I'll do, and what I've done is I've just put it into this project. And if I open up this project here, it's all referenced here in these documents, along with some others. And so then what I'll do is it'll say, all right, hey, let's start here. And this is where we are. And again, going back to, that intention, what are we looking to do? What's our roadblocks? The main roadblock was just actually putting an offer together, sticking with it, and having it be compelling. And it's, just a matter of testing it and figuring out at some point, is anybody interested in getting some help on their sales? If so, I can help them. If not, then we'll figure something else out. Maybe I'll switch to golf or create a golf channel, or just, some other avenue to, leverage some of the things that I've done in the past and help them out and get them a transformation, and then getting traffic to it, and then eliminating the roadblock of trying to be able to formulate a coherent thought. Because getting the ideas from my brain through my fingers to the keyboard and then onto a screen, it can be tough sometimes. And so the cool thing about AI is it can compartmentalize the ADHD, if you will. So here, I can use that for the camera. Yeah. Will it go full screen? That's a picture. I could use a picture for a thumbnail. Is that right? Did it pull one off? So anyway, so yeah. So if I, just kind of improvise and use that for the camera. And so getting it onto voice mode, taking your AI and putting it into voice mode, and go from there. So if I can go back to the camera, I think it would be kind of cool to. So if I stop sharing, this is going to bring the camera back up. No, gosh darn it. I don't know what's going on. So we'll just go with it that way. I mean, who cares? Anyway, yeah, so what the first thing to do is figure out, all right, based on those frameworks, I'm just scrolling back through some of the, here's another cool trick. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got too many different chats going, and sometimes it's I figure out, there again, the ADHD, what's in what chat. And if I'm going back through some of these, and it's great big and long, and you don't know where you left off. Because I had one in here. That I wanted to, wasn't this one. I'm looking on my iPad. Oh, here, is this it? No, this was just about a post that I was going to make. Then if I go back over to Chat GPT, it's got some stuff that I built on some sales insights, kind of like what I was alluding to earlier. And I'm kind of, here I am, I'm kind of rambling, like, and this is why I'm using it. All right, so I'm just going to go to this one. And I'm going to see if this updates. All right, let me give me the first step. I got voice mode activated on my iPad for Claude. So I'm going to just say, all right, what's the first step? I want to create a compelling offer utilizing my ability to sell. So the first idea, whenever it comes to, you just give me the first step. Let's just start creating the offer based on the outline and Alex Hormozy's developing an offer framework. Build in some Myron Golden information in there too, but let's just take it a step at a time using the $100 million offer worksheets and Alex Hormozy's information. So let's go from there. So I just typed that spoke that into my iPad. Let's see what it updates here on the screen. Just giving you real time. So oh, I didn't hit send. Right. Good old AI, man. Limit reached. I didn't even do much. I think. All right, so that's frustrating. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just show you in real time how to do a GPT. I guess kind of like what I did before, because my Claude apparently has had enough for the day. It's reached its brain fog. So I'm just going to take that dictation, fire it over into Chat GPT. You won't get this, I guess I'll replace Claude since it's taking the afternoon off. And you'll get to see hopefully this update real time. Actually, I won't even need it really to do it on my iPad. I guess I could share the screen on my iPad. This is probably going to be fairly useless for just about anybody, but come on. All right, at this point, this is more for me than anyone else. If anyone else gets anything out of this, great. I wonder if I can use the voice mode while I'm using the recorder. All right, so there's the voice prompt. And here we go. Answer the question as clearly and emotionally as possible. What specific result will your offer help people get, and how will their life be different afterwards? I'll tell you. I'll teach you sales. Instead, I'll help you sell with conviction, make more offers, close deals with confidence without chasing or feeling slimy. Yeah, I mean that's it. Sales isn't about chasing. Chasing repels. It's the neediness repels. It's built into our brains that it will get people running whenever they sense that you're chasing them, whenever they sense you're after something. That's why DMs 9 times out of 10 don't work for sales, because people just know. I mean, unless your initial message is crafted so good, don't expect very many good replies. So this is kind of built in. It's got some of my voice in here, so this is kind of where I'm going to go. So help purpose-driven men sell high-ticket offers with confidence, clarity by mastering belief-based persuasion, storytelling, and spiritual leadership, so they can stop hesitating, start leading, and finally make sales right. Because it's already got my voice built in here because of some of the GPTs and stuff like that. And so this is this is where I'm going to go with this. This is the dream outcome. And if I were to share, I mean, you can get this worksheet from anywhere. I think, oh man, if I can bring it up. Am I still sharing my screen? Probably not. Let me see if I can pull that up. Come on. Am I still sharing? Where is it? Probably not. So I'll bring this one part over here too, so you can see this. But I'll show you the equation. It's brilliant. You intuitively know these things, but I'll just draw this out here, where you get the value for it. And it's on a worksheet, so I could bring this up, but I'm going to have more fun drawing it. Hey, did I just switch the screen? I don't know. But I'll bring it over here so you can see it. How about that? You don't see me, but you see the screen. So the value equation. Come on. It wants me to type. I love the. Oh, this is so annoying. The value equation. Seemed it wanted to just use my voice anyway. Good old voice mode. All right. Is it going to work? Dream. Maybe is my pen done? Hey, finally. Tell you what, man. Okay, so here we go. The dream outcome. Here's the equation. That's not a Q. I don't want a Q. Plus, or times, I guess it's times. Perceived likelihood of achieving it. Divided by, I didn't spell achievement right, divided by the time delay times the effort and or sacrifice. Okay, so this equals the value. So what does it mean? So dream outcome. I mean, let's just say it's a business that's generating, for lack of just to make it simple, let's just say it's $1 million, $1 million business per year. Okay, that's the dream outcome. Trying to make a circle. Times the perceived likelihood of achievement. So for someone that doesn't think that they can do it, it's going to be pretty low. So, but if you can build in your belief that they can do it, then it goes up. So just figure it, if it goes from a 1, their perceived likelihood of achievement goes from 1 to even a 7. So then this makes it 7 million, for lack of a better way of explaining it, versus 1 million if they can do it on themselves. But if you can increase their likelihood of going from 1 to 7, it makes it 7 million. And then the time delay, if they think that they can do it in a year, then, but you can take it from a year to a month. That means this is shrinking. And whenever you divide a number by a smaller number, so this would be 7 million, but if you divide it by a month, which is 1/12, you're basically multiplying this by 12. So that'd be 84 million in terms of value. But then the amount of effort it takes, if they're going to have to work on their own, 12 hours a day, 6-7 days a week for the entire year. I don't know what that is, but it's a lot. And the amount of sacrifice that they're going to have, which is enormous. I mean, they're not going to be able to do anything. But if you can take that and squeeze it down to 5 hours a day for the next month, so then that sacrifice goes way down, which means you're taking it from 100 to just in relative numbers to a 5. So there again, you're taking and dividing this from 84 million to 840,000, but then you're turning it around and dividing it instead of 100 by 5, which makes it what, 12 million? What's 5? That's through 34, 7, 15 million for rough numbers. If you're going from 840,000 to 15 million, just in terms of value, just in terms of an equation. I was good at math, so if you're not quite picking that up, then trust me. That's the value equation. So then what I'm going to do is go and I'm going to use the voice prompt. Hopefully this helps. I mean, there we go. It's picking up what I'm putting down. And I'm going to just use the voice mode on it and show you that I don't have to be able to even make a sentence for this to help me. And it'll parse through my thoughts and come up with something that's going to work. And if I even quit right now, it'll know that, all right, you're stuck. So I just need some help building this brick by brick. Give me some insight. I want this dream outcome to be just like you put it, because we've already kind of gone through some of this work. Help purpose-driven men sell high-ticket offers with confidence and clarity by mastering belief-based persuasion, storytelling, and spiritual leadership, so they can stop hesitating, start leading, and finally make sales that feel right. So I need, so that's the dream outcome. I don't think I want to mess with this other optional prompts to help me think. I think we nailed it. Maybe you can help me figure out what becomes easier, clearer, and more profitable after working with me. Let's dive into that a little bit before we move on to step 2 and see what we can come up with that. So it's dictating all that out. And I'm just going to fire it in there and see what it gets. Hopefully I didn't hit stop. So here we go. Here's what we're going to get. This already sells. Now we just need to sharpen the knife by clarifying it. What becomes easier, clearer, and more profitable after working with me? Let's break it down step by step. What becomes easier? Making clear, confident invitations without hesitation. So yeah, instead of one of the coolest things, and I kind of alluded to it a minute ago, in terms of DMs that are just outright, hey, are you open to, I got one earlier. Are you open to, it's on my phone. Are you open to healthcare options for whatever? And I was just ignoring it because bad question. Knowing what to say in a conversation or on a sales call without manipulative script. Because if you know where you're able to take someone, You can just kind of feel where they are if you're listening and kind of walk them through some some misconceptions or myths that you can overcome by working with you, um, without being annoying or pushy. You're leading, not pushing. You're drawing, um, saying "follow me" versus leaning into them. Speaking about your offer boldly because you know it's rooted in truth. Getting prospects to say yes, this feels right without begging or chasing. What becomes clearer, what you're really selling. So this is what I'm offering to someone. What you're really selling is not just a course. It's not the course. If someone wants to offer a course, if someone wants to offer someone how to go and fish, it's not that they're, getting them videos on how to fish. They're teaching them and giving them the ability to spend quality time. I'm just spitballing this. If someone wanted to create a fishing course, they would be giving them the ability to spend time with their loved ones in a setting that's in nature, not where they're not tied to their phone, their nose in their phone, and they can have real conversations and real bonding that doesn't happen in front of a television, uh, that kind of thing, where you can experience uh, problem solving, overcoming little minor things because your boots got filled up with water. And I'm not even a fisherman. I'm just spitballing here. And being able to figure out, okay, this hole isn't hitting today. We're going to move on. And having some resiliency and being able to impart some wisdom and and success that you can only experience while fishing. Same thing with hunting or even golfing too, for that matter. I'm more of a golfer, but just kind of throwing some stuff out. Why here? What becomes evil? Why sales isn't evil, and how you can reconcile sales um, with that? Because I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but if sales was evil, the devil would do it. But the devil just steals. He doesn't need to sell. Right? There's no need for him to sell anything. You just take it. Um, how to explain your offer using story, not just logic or features, and invoke emotions. How your prospects' actual pain and desire, and how to lead them toward it. What becomes more profitable? Higher close rates on high ticket offers. And even if you're not getting sales, you're not getting them because they weren't meant to be. Because if you've got your messaging right, then the no's are going to be a good thing, because you're not going to be working with people that have no interest in what you're offering. Higher close rates, more qualified leads, less wasted time. There it is. Confidence to raise your price because your offer carries spiritual and practical weight. And so here's the sentence. All right, so let's hit step 2. I'm just going to use voice mode. Come on. Computer's slow. Getting a newer, little speedier computer here because this is just getting bogged down with all the video and all that. Yeah, getting bogged down. So yeah, let's hit number 2. You can see this work in real time, voice mode, not typing. But it's built on some prompt. The prompts are behind the scenes. It's not just the general chat GPT. I've already put the information within, well, actually in this one, but this was another GPT, but I've got one of my own in here too. You can see it over here. The $1 million content engine. I'm not even using that one. I'm using a different one, but I'll take this information, put it back into that one, have it fine tune it, and come out on the other side with the offer. And the same thing with Claude. I'll take the same answer, tweak it, because not everything is. And here's the other thing too, is it doesn't have to be spit shine all perfect, because nothing's ever going to be perfect. What's going to tell you what's perfect is what the market's going to want. And so you don't even want it perfect. You don't want to spend the amount of time, because it doesn't make sense to. So there you have it. But you want to get through it to the point where it's good enough to actually get in front of someone and know when to quit. Therefore, you can just get to the point where it'll tell you if it's good enough, and then you just go with it. We've already perceived likelihood of achievement. Do they believe they'll actually get the result with you? This is where Myron Golden's belief-based sales shines. Yeah, he's the gem. I can show that I've done this myself. Others have done it too. Don't have anybody that I've helped just yet, so that's why I'm doing the beta test. Your framework or method is clear, not wishy-washy. Your conviction is strong. You're not hoping. Time delay. How fast can they get results? And this is part of the offer. It's part of that time delay. If we go back to that, right? How fast can they get the results? So with this offer, if we're doing some one-on-one stuff, then it'll likely be fairly quick. 7 days isn't out of the ordinary. A month or two, depending on the amount of time that someone else is willing to put into it, depending on the challenge, to go the one-on-one coaching, or the course that may or may not be created as a result of it. How hard is it? How hard is a mindset shift? How hard is it to develop some skills? It's going to be based on the other person more than it is me, and how willing they are, and how easy they are to adopt some of the information that we're putting together. But it's not complex. It can be just as simple as, a Google Doc. It doesn't have to be a funnel. A funnel helps. A community helps. Putting together a school community is pretty easy. So the next step, let's shape the perceived likelihood of achievement part right now. Here's your prompt. Why should they believe you can help them get the dream outcome? What proof, story, or conviction can you lean on? Just speak it out. It doesn't have to be polished. I'll shape it from your voice like always. All right. So why should they believe I can help them get the dream outcome? And I've helped people, and I've worked with people in sales. I've had employees. I've coached employees. I've gone on out in the street, business to business, with employees in the past, and listened and guided, and just been I kind of just have I just kind of know sometimes, especially when I'm with someone, if they've got enough confidence, or if whether it's not enough confidence in themselves, or if they've got enough confidence in what they're offering. And the confidence in the offer can help you get the confidence in yourself, and the confidence in yourself can help you get with the offer. So it spirals, but one helps the other, and vice versa. So if I'm talking to someone, I can kind of get a sense of that. And it isn't, and it's being able to say, all right, look, here's, just kind of go inward, where are you versus them, switch roles, switch sides, and give yourself the ability to perceive, all right, is who I'm listening to really listening? Are they really hearing what I'm telling them? And instead of just jumping into the next objection handling, one of the coolest things that you can do is just repeat it back to them using the exact same phrase. So someone might say, "Oh, I don't have time." Oh, yeah, you don't have time? Stop right there and let them, yeah, I mean, I'm getting ready to, get married, or, whatever. I'm getting ready to go on vacation. The kids are in school and doing sports, and I mean, whatever. It'll at least give you an idea. Well, okay, if it wasn't for that, is this, would this work? Oh, well, I don't know. I don't have the money. Then they'll go on to the next one. But it'll give you, if you just kind of reiterate back to whoever, in terms of sales, I don't know. Here, like I said, I'm rambling. So just speak it out. So that's one of the things I can figure out where people are. Um, how hard is it when you take a step back and give them the mindset of just switch places with whoever they're selling and get an idea of how they feel, what they're thinking, how they're perceiving what it is you're saying or want to say. And it doesn't have to be quick. It can happen pretty quick. In other words, the transformation can happen fairly fast if you are able to internalize some of the feelings that other people have whenever it comes to your offer. And I'm just spitballing. And I don't know that I could have even ever typed this out without AI and put it into words. So that's why this is working for me. What else? Uh, so yeah, and as far as my offer is concerned, I mean, initially this has got to be at least um, a small group, if not one-on-one, in terms of the coaching. We can put it into a cohort. If I can figure out how to put these ideas into words and get people to go with them more and more, um, it'll help. And I know that one of the things that it is a basis for all of it is developing the self confidence in who you are as a person making the offer. So it's kind of like catching up. Hopefully, it's processing all that and coming up with some stuff. Yeah, there you go. And I kind of do. I kind of have a knack where, whether it's they're unsure of their message, their worth, or their product, showing them how to shift perspective by doing something simple but powerful, switching places with the prospect. Is this person listening to me? Yeah. Are they hearing what I'm really saying? Are they just trying to sell me or just trying to help me? When you learn how to see from other side of the table, selling becomes natural. Objection handling turns into real conversation. And there again, it doesn't have to be if someone feels like they want help, but if versus they're trying to just get rid of you, you can pick up on that, and you can fish or cut bait. You'll walk away knowing how to invite, not chase, and you'll have the confidence to make sales. You just don't just convert; they convince the soul. Because if you're selling and you convince someone that's and they did it against their will, you may or may not ever know that, but the sale won't stick. You'll be looking at a refund. People don't need more tactics; they need more certainty, and I help them find that in themselves and in their offer. Okay, yeah, I like it. All right, so here's yeah. So now I've been kind of going at this for almost an hour. I'm going to kind of stop it here, but 'cause I don't know if I really want to get into the components. Which is next. But I do. And I'm gonna get a drink of water first. So if anybody's watching, awesome. I'll be back. Give me a couple minutes. I'll be back. How you doing, Bubba? You all right? Want to be on TV? All right. I'm going to do this next component. All right. So we're going to go into the components. I know some of the components, but for those of you that are watching, I'm just going to say, hey, what kind of components are we talking about? Pretending like I don't know, but so that you can get a sense. Yeah, so what kind of components are we talking about? And give you some ideas, delivery format, bonuses, guarantees. Give me some examples. Come on. There we go. Come on here. Come on, Bubba. Computer's just bogged down. All right, I'm going to make sure that it gets this. And I may be coming to an end, especially if Murphy here is. Hang in there, buddy. Give me another 10 minutes. Give me another 10 minutes, okay? Yeah, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Come on. Maybe done anyway. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it gave me some examples. So here are the examples. Love how you're thinking about teaching moment while you're building your offer. That's exactly how to turn the process into content people will lean into and learn from, hopefully. So let's play it straight. You're asking what kind of components make them an offer, even though so here's a clear breakdown. Car offer, what they're getting. So yeah, my offer. Yeah, just chill. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Yeah, give me a minute. Give me a minute, puppy dog. I know. I think he needs to go out, but yeah, for the first few beta testers, let's make it a 6-week live. We'll create it as a course later on. Do you want to be a part of this? That's really loud. I'm not being able to get anything done. All right, so you're gonna get to watch me do the border collie mind trick. So you can take a look at this. I'm gonna scroll this up and stay tuned. Come on, let's get your burrito. Where's your towel? Where's your towel? Come on up here. So we're gonna give Murphy. He's the needs a little mind stimulation to keep himself occupied this time of day. Sometimes he gets a little noisy. I need to take him out here shortly. So I'm going to give him a little puzzle for him to solve to get some treats. We get to watch while we go over some of this stuff. Hopefully it takes him a minute. So yeah, here's the format. So we already caught 6-week live one-on-one. Whether we do it on Zoom, I think we'll do it one-on-one with Zoom. So more than one, and we'll do it with a group, so you can kind of interact and see the multiple sessions. In other words, learning what one person's going through is helpful sometimes. So that's kind of what I do. And then you can, summarize some of the transcripts. All right. So there's the delivery, one-on-one. Bonuses. I'm not a big script guy. 7 objection shifting phrases that just work. Lifetime school access, 1 bonus, 1 call, swipe files. I guess I have to ponder that, but you could think of terms of bonuses. What problems are next? Looks like he's got 1 treat out of there. I got 3 treats in there. Guarantees. These remove fear from the buying decision. You're transferring the risk from them to you. Love it or leave it. Close the sale in 30 days or get your money back. If you do the work and don't get results, we'll work with you until you do. Yeah, not a fan of the refund part. Yeah, I'll only work with those who are all in. I mean, yeah. Support, naming. So there's some examples. Yeah, I guess I'll have to ponder this. It takes some effort, takes some creativity, right? But here, the AI is here to help you with it. Right, Murph? And it's really more of just finalizing it, making it concrete. Did you get them? He got all of them. He got all 3 treats. It didn't take him long. But that bought me about 5 minutes. All right, so maybe I can come up with a name. I can put that to a vote, but we're going to make it in a school community. I'm not going to do Vox or not going to do necessarily direct. I'll do direct message access for a limited time. So that's part of it. All right, so I'm going to speak this in here so that it's concrete. All right, so let's make it 6 weekly sessions, one-on-one, 45 minutes. It'll be live via Zoom. We'll do it in a group setting so that anybody else wants to take advantage of it, they can listen in. Bonuses. I could come up with. Could probably come up with a script for someone. And I guess it would all be based on this GPT too, so we could put a GPT together to come up with an objection handling guide. Shifting phases that work, faith plus sales mini course. Meh. I'm not giving. Lifetime school access. No, yearly. You can have access for the year. But you can have access to any of the documents that get created. So if we put someone's sales together, they're going to do the same thing that I'm doing, creating an offer and creating the sales part of it. So if I help someone with the sales part of it, it'll be a mechanism for it. And if I'm using the mechanism, how are they selling? I mean, a lot of it's going to be based on developing trust, authority, reciprocity. And this is kind of goes into the whole challenge model, just because these are some things. So if we're doing it one-on-one, that's one thing. If you're wanting to do it one to many, I'm kind of working on that myself, where you're having those things of Cialdini's, authority, liking, reciprocity, commitment, and consistency. I got the other ones written over there. Social proof and scarcity. Yeah, I mean, especially if we're just doing it one-on-one, there's only one of me. But support, yeah, direct messages for 6 weeks. I could just pick a name, but I could also put it out to a vote. Yeah, let's just go with that. Put that in there, and let's figure out what the next step is, and then we'll just wrap this up. Murphy's ready to go out. So this is the power of the AI, the whole AI thing. Just spitballing it, letting your thoughts come out without trying to figure out how to type. Yeah. So there it is. I mean, if we get back to the value equation, probably have to pull this back up. Go back to the value equation, right? The dream outcome, they're going to be making sales. Perceived likelihood, pretty likely. I mean, if someone's, intent on getting there, we can get them there within the 6 weeks. So 6 weeks, perceived likelihood, the effort and sacrifice. I mean, it's up to them. But if they're coming with pen and paper and ready and willing, I mean, we could knock it out. Have them have their offer just like this done, based on all the formulas and frameworks and ideas and that kind of thing. I mean, this is kind of vague. I think it's pretty doable, though. I don't know. Anyway, that's the content. That's the framework. That's the whole idea. Coming up with the offer and then getting the traffic to it. And part of getting the traffic to it is, some of the content. Anyway, that's it for this workshop, man. The offer workshop using AI to help you create your offer. I hope this helped. I'm David Bridge Jr. If you got any questions, by all means, fire them on over at me. I've got a 7 sales truths lead magnet that I put together for purpose-driven entrepreneurs. Head on over to my website for that, and if you like, you can get some details on the time isn't money challenge that I've put together too. But anyway, hopefully this helped you. Leave a comment if it did, and until next time, I'm David Bridge Jr.